This is Bruce Buls. I'm technical editor of WorkBoat magazine, workboat.com. And today I've got 3 questions for Luke Harden, who's with the Mariner Credentialing Program Policy Office at Coast Guard Headquarters in Washington, D.C. And Luke presented a seminar this morning about maritime credentialing policies here at Pacific Marine Expo, where we are today. And Luke, I've got 3 questions for you. The first one is that the Coast Guard has recently streamlined the credentialing process. What is the current situation with that?
Well, since the Coast Guard has centralized the credentialing process in West Virginia and streamlined those processes, we're now down, so there's no backlog for the processing of credentials unless a mariner hasn't provided all the information with their application. If a mariner has forgotten signatures or forgotten to provide information, then it does slow down the credentialing process. But other than that, some mariners are getting their credentials back within 9 days. So, in fact, I believe it's 80% of all credentials are returned within 30 days, well within 30 days.
So there's no current backlog then?
There is no backlog.
Jammed to be cleared?
Not at National Maritime Center, no.
But if an application is denied, and that does happen, right? What's the process for appealing, and what are the chances of having the decision overturned?
In the regulation, it provides for any mariner who has received a decision from the Coast Guard that they don't agree, they can seek reconsideration and or appeal of that decision. And all they need to do is provide a written statement to the Coast Guard saying they would like to seek reconsideration and or appeal, and provide their reasons for that. If the more information you provide, the more information that the Coast Guard then looks at on that appeal or reconsideration. So it's an easy process. We deal with approximately 200 appeals a year.
And what I saw this morning, many of the appeals dealing with medical issues are resolved in the mariner's favor.
About 60% of medical appeals are resolved in the mariner's favor, either with the initial information that they've provided, or approximately 30% the mariner provides additional information, which allows us to then grant the appeal and grant the waiver to the mariner.
The credentialing process, it continues to evolve, and there'll be new policies and new regulations in the months and years to come through STCW and other venues or other sources of regulation, right?
Correct.
What's the best way for mariners to stay abreast with these changes in these credentialing policies?
Well, I would encourage all mariners to find a group of like-minded people, whether it's a Passenger Vessel Association or other organizations that they might belong to, and ensure that they're following what's going on and ensuring that they're actually following the concerns of the individual mariner. Mariners can also sign up at the National Maritime Center for a listserv where, as we come out with new credentialing policy, we put out an announcement that currently I believe it goes to approximately 2,000 email addresses where they can receive what's new for credentialing. So I would encourage each individual mariner to take personal responsibility, but also to use organizations, and also recognize that the Coast Guard receives information from advisory committees which have individual mariners represented, industry companies represented, and industry groups represented. And I would highly encourage mariners to also follow that. But ultimately, it's the individual mariner who has to take that responsibility to follow what's going on. But we're trying to help as best we can to give them the information.
Sounds good. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Certainly, Bruce. Thank you.